The ocean meets the outback. This is the top of the Spencer Gulf, a fine body of water that juts inland into outback South Australia. The place where blue waters meet red cliffs, mangroves, marshy flats, sapphire, my favourite, red sand dunes and flat top hills. This is what I'm going to be tackling today. Okay, g'day, I'm Richard Musgrave-Evans and back in outback South Australia with a fantastic composition. Beautiful red sand dunes and a nice flat top blue mountain out there in full sunlight. So I've got a great subject, pretty excited about the whole thing, can't wait to get started. I'm going to get into it. As usual, I've blocked in some darks and just basically composed the picture. One thing I'm doing different today is I'm painting on a white prime board instead of the normal clear primed linen. There's no reason I'm doing that, I'm just doing it for something different. Alright, time to get into it. Now, I might start putting some of that orange in. Plenty of orange there, so I'm not bunging in. I'm up the top of the Spencer Gulf today, which is an outback stretch of water that goes inland into South Australia. So even though I'm in the outback, I'm actually right by the water, probably 50 metres away. Get those sleeves up. There's no point having that all stuck in the paint, that's better. Right. Burnt sienna, burnt sienna and cat orange so far. I'll just see how it's going. Pretty close on white. I just noticed there's a few. That's going to blow in the wind, don't need that. Well, that pale though. Now I noticed a few shadows that I might just put in before I go any further. Just on this middle ground knob here. As I said before, I like to work the darks in first and then put the lights on over the top. I'm just putting a few of those bush darks. Right. A bit more, a little bit stingy I was. One thing I'm noticing with the white primed canvas instead of the linen, I'm noticing I've got to put more paint on to cover everything, otherwise the white shows through. So in some ways I really enjoy painting on the clear linen because you can leave a lot there. A few flies today. Plenty of orange, it's great. Great composition. Love all the orange.
Right, what's the next biggest difference? Those hills are beautiful and blue. The sky's nice too. I might just put the hill in a bit more.
Listen to those flies buzzing. Classic.
Okay, now. Yeah, let's go a bit darker on that one. I'm just painting a few of the shadow tones in the far distance. I'll put the light tones over them in a minute. Right, time for the sky. Tone is that sky today. It's pretty clear today. It's a very clear atmosphere compared to the last few days I've had. Have a look at that. Okay. Making an interesting noise. Right, go a bit darker as I go higher. Maybe not that much darker. I can always blend the two together so there's not too much of drama. Darker again.
Sorry about the old left hand getting in the way and blocking the view, but what can you do?
Put that blue over there for now. That'll come in handy later on for something, I'm sure. This top blue is the darkest and it's got more red in it. A bit darker still, I reckon. I like going really deep blue at the top. It really gives the feeling of Australian sunlight when it's midnight blue right up there. Yep, another one. Just trying to cover some of that white. That's the problem with too much white. It's definitely easier to paint it on a neutral tone like the raw linen. I find it a better thing to work with. Because the neutral tone is much closer to nature's colours anyway. White is, you don't see white too often in nature unless it's a snow blizzard or something. A bit of blending here, as you can see. Right, now I think that sky needs a bit more yellow ochre in it, but I won't do that yet. I'll start putting some of the other stuff in. Okay. One of the saltbushy colours. I'm going to use a bit of that sky blue and mix it with yellow ochre. Sky blue that I put to one side. See what we've got here. Not too far off. Maybe a bit of burnt sienna as well. Grayer. Go darker there, a bit darker. There's a saltbush colour here. Keeps varying, there's a lot of subtle different variances all around. All the foliage has a lot of subtle differences between bright greens and blue bush greens and oops. I can hear the train in the distance or something. Get that tone right. Okay. See, I need a bit of yellow that I haven't got there, so I better put it there. Just got to alter the colour and tone of the dunes a bit. Needs a bit of yellow. Let's see what happens here. Get that clean. Right. Just introducing a little bit of a warm tone in here. I noticed the sun is lighting the atmosphere up more than I've got, so I'm going to introduce it into the subject, into the picture. Sort of blending it as I go. Just feels more like sunlight when you've got that warmer tone in the sky. So not only that, you've got a mixture of warm and cool colours rather than just warm, rather than just the cold blue. That quite often mimics the feeling of sunlight, because even though you have a blue atmosphere, quite often there's a lot of particles in the atmosphere which changes it to warm and cool. I can hear the GAN, which is a train that goes up to Alice Springs. I'm not far from the train line. You can probably hear that. Yep, she's whistling past. Still a fair way off, probably about 500 metres off. It's a very still day today, so the noise is travelling.
I've got a body of water between myself and the train, even though the train's 500 metres away. The Spencer Gulf is between me and itself. It's a very narrow stretch of water right here.
Yeah. I'm going to blend those two together a bit more. Actually a nice sound listening to that train. Getting there, getting there. Random brush strokes, always random, and always a clean knife. That's not clean enough. You need to get it really clean if you're going to use this technique. You need to wipe it between marks like that. So otherwise you get what I just did then, you get a dark line, which obviously you don't want, in a subtle tone sky. There we go. Okay, next. Using a palette knife, clean up that horizon line again by scraping paint off. You can actually, because the blue shadow went in first, I've kind of almost painted the sky over the blue, and then you can get the palette knife and go work from the blue shadow of the horizon, take the paint off, and actually get a beautiful, more convincing edge to an outback hill which usually has very clean edges, particularly on a clean atmospheric day like today. The edges of the hills are really stark and crisp. Okay, now I might just introduce a bit of light. I've so far got the shadow tone of the distant hill. Now I might introduce the light source in the distant hill, which is kind of a blue mauve. It's a very nice subtle colour. Let's see how we go here. It's almost blue though. Just lightly touch. With the light touching, you're leaving a lot of blue left, and that's the shadows, of course. The beauty of working on site is that you can see the subtle colours much easier than if you're at home from a photo. And I know that's a dusty mauve on the hills, but at the same time I've gone a little bit overboard. And if I was at home I may not have noticed that, but for me now I can see that very clearly, so I can adjust it. Okay, that's good. Now, I've put a bit too much on, so what I'm going to do is take some off again with the knife, scraping back to the blue. Getting there, getting there. Let's leave that for now, see how she goes. Right, the big knife will blend that. Big knife around. There's the tiniest bit more orange, just want to do a bit of a highlight. And I run low, so get a bit more out. Okay. Right. Okay, so now I'll stick a little bit of shadow on the base of this, just here where it's casting a touch of a shadow. The bottom of some of these dunes. More magenta.
One of those examples where I'm putting dark over light instead of light over dark. You just got to mix it up and do what you need to do at the time. Palette knife is great for putting darks over light if you have to, or light over dark. Either way, you can apply the paint quite cleanly.
Starting to get there now. Had a bit of a, got a bit bogged for a little bit there, but it's all starting to come back hopefully, which is good. That can happen sometimes, you just go with it. Darker. Okay, well that's about it. Now what happened in the end there is I had to put a bit more blue shadow or dark shadows in the saltbush foliage, and also then I've just touched up a few of the dunes that are in the distance rather than the foreground dunes. Some of the ones further out, I've just brought them back out and that seems to have popped it more, so I'll let you have a look at it. Alright, here we are, sand dune country, plein air trailer. See what we've got here. A midday effect, it's a beautiful flat top mountain and sand dunes. Let me just zoom in, you can see the beautiful colours of the midday light. A lovely light and shadow that I managed to get on the play of the dunes.
Combination of soft sand and camber of the dune started sliding the vehicle straight towards that rusty old Holden. At the same time I had no say in it, I was coming to a stop. So what happened is reverse her up and try and go down the lower side of it.
Just going to reduce the tyre pressure because as you can see we've had a bit of fun trying to get back over the dune and about to hit this old rusty Holden by the looks of it. So let the tyres down a bit. This is something I should have actually done because I'm running 35 pounds. I should have been running 18 at the most. Right, got 18 or about 17, that'll do. The only drum with this is when I get back into town. Now I've got to pump all the tyres up and I've got 6 of them. But I should have done it before I even attempted this. Tyre deflator is great. It's a quick way to get the pressure down to what you want. Okay, so I'll just let the do the same with the trailer. Just let it down to about 18. You can go even lower than that if you really have to. The lower you go, the more chance you've got of getting out. So I don't jackknife the trailer, what I need to do is actually run that wheel up that way, which means I'm probably going to run it over the old Holden here. So what I'm going to do is use these Mac tracks. I'll just fill a bit of dirt in because it looks like I'm going to be going over that car whether I like it or not, so I might as well make it a smooth trip and not a rough one. So you just dig the soil out of the way a bit so it gets going. Now I reckon I'll stop at jackknife and I'm going to have to turn the wheel that way, I can go up and over.
Well, it looks like I got out of that one alright, but the only drama is I'm going to go around the lower side of the Holden now, but that salt bush you can see to the side of me is actually the Spencer Gulf, and it's got a very soft bottom, so if I slide into that, that could be game over for a while, so I've got to be very careful that the trailer doesn't slide and take me into it.
Alright, now, don't forget to subscribe, report it on to your friends,